first and foremost is the protection of American personnel. There are American military and diplomatic officials in Erbil. The artillery position that was maintained by ISIL that was struck by the American military early this morning, East Coast time, was focused on targets that were defending Erbil. And that is why that military strike was authorized, and that is why it occurred. So the protection of American personnel in Iraq is a top priority and one that merits the use of military force. The second is related to this urgent humanitarian situation that exists at Sinjar Mountain. There is a religious and ethnic minority, a population, thousands of people, men, women, and children, who are stranded at the top of this mountain. ISIL forces are marshaled at the base of the mountain, vowing to kill those who descend. And that is an urgent humanitarian situation. And the United States military last night, upon the authorization of the president, carried out successfully an airdrop of supplies, food and water, and some basic medical supplies to those individuals who were stranded on the mountain to try to provide some humanitarian relief. The president has authorized military strikes that could be used to address that situation at the mountain. There are Kurdish security forces that are seeking to dislodge that siege there at Sinjar Mountain, and if American military assets can be helpful in supporting Kurdish forces, then airstrikes could be carried out in pursuit of that goal. The third is slightly broader, but is related to our belief and commitment to supporting integrated Iraqi security forces and Kurdish security forces as they unite the country to repel the threat that is posed by the ISIL advance. What will be required for that, of course, is an integrated, inclusive political leadership in Iraq. And it is why this country stands ready to support the formation of an inclusive government in Iraq. There has been significant progress on that front in the last few weeks. There has been the appointment of a president, a speaker, and 2 deputy speakers that reflect the diversity of Iraq's population. The head of government in Iraq, however, is the prime minister, and the prime minister has not yet been selected. That will be the responsibility of the Iraqi people. Once that government has formed, we would anticipate, and we will certainly be continuing to urge that government to pursue an inclusive governing agenda so that they can unite the country to confront the threat that's posed by ISIL. And the United States stands ready to support the formation of that government and that government's efforts to repel the advance of ISIL, and that includes, where necessary, the deployment of military force. It will not include, however, the additional American combat troops being deployed to Iraq.